Well. Did I expect to come back tonight? Not really. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on my channel, the Save Money and More with Jan channel. We've been talking a lot about stockpiles. I want to get away from that for a while. I want to talk about the problem that a lot of people are having right now, and that is what? Making ends meet. And on purpose, I decided green screen to green screen the picture behind me, a bunch of books. How many folks have a ton of books at home? And honestly and truly, you don't really read them. Or you did read them, maybe even twice. So now what? Does that like qualify that book to take up space in your home or apartment forever and ever and ever and ever until somebody else has to figure out what to do with it for you in your absence? Think about this for a second. If you're done reading a book, okay, and there are many people who live with these tons and tons and tons. I don't know if sometimes maybe some people think it makes them look smart. It's like if I put my glasses down, I call them my teacher glasses. I am a former elementary school teacher, in case you didn't know. I could put on my teacher glasses. I could look a little more, like a professor if I ever wanted to. But I don't. I'm just Jan. Anyway, all these books that have been read, okay? This is my feeling on the matter. All these books that have been read, taking up enough space, okay? You're done with. Did it ever occur to anyone? A few things can happen. Donating, giving away, donating, or just, to a friend, selling. Now, I'm mentioning selling on purpose, okay? There are people who would really love to have the books that you already read, maybe once, twice, or three times. And more than likely, if you really missed that book in the future, look it up online. Okay. You could, read it online, for example. In my opinion, a lot of us have too many books hanging around. I have a bookcase, not a big one. It belonged to my mom, and she had a bunch of books in there. And I looked at it earlier today, and I said to myself, okay, so mom is done with those books because she went to be with the Lord a while ago, a few years back. And the books that I read are no longer needed because I read them once, read them twice, I'm done. So I have to make my decision. We talk a lot about stockpiling. Today, let's talk about decluttering. I don't mean like, let's get together and declutter kind of video type thing. No. But why not declutter and make money? I just used the books as an example. A lot of people say they're having difficulties making ends meet. There are probably a lot of things in your homes or apartments that you could go, mwah, I am done with. I want to part company with you, and so on and so forth. And you can make money. I have a little story about this in a minute. But please, if you have a moment, don't forget to do the following if it works. Thank you so much. If you click like, I appreciate it. And don't hesitate to subscribe if interested. Okay. I did a reminder story about this a while back. Years and years ago, I used to sell on that other platform that begins with letter E. No, not the one that came on later than that, the one that was on about 20 years ago. And I used to be considered a power seller. I had 100% positive feedback. And I first started, this is kind of cute story. The first thing that I ever sold was, those funny fish? Okay, I think they call it Freddy Bass or something like that. It's a fish. It was like a skeleton fish on the thing, and it just sang song. It just like moved around. It wiggled. It was a funny thing. It was a gift given to me. Okay, and okay, so I saw it. Okay, thank you so much for the gift. And a couple of years later, it was just like kind of sort of like sitting in the closet. And I said to myself, you know what? Maybe it's time to part company. And it was the very first item that I had sold on that platform years ago. I honestly thought when I listed the item, who on planet Earth is going to want this thing? So for the fun of it, I listed it. Oh my word. Within like a day or two, the auction was going. It was my very first one. So I was watching the auction. I couldn't even believe that people were like competing for this thing. I don't know why. Well, in any case, somebody did buy it. Okay, somebody won the auction and paid for it right away. Super excited about it. And as it turned out, that person thanked me for selling that fish. And I'm like, okay, sure, you're welcome. But may I ask what you're going to do with it? You know, for fun, I asked that person the question. And a person said, oh, I own a fish and tackle store. I need it, sort of like a decoration for the store. Wow, I never thought that somebody would, like need one of those. But you see, you just never know. Another story, and this happened when I reminded folks a couple of years ago about the importance of selling some of the stuff that you have laying around your home or apartment. Well, this person was late on their electric bill, and they really kind of couldn't find stuff around their home or apartment. They just didn't have that much stuff, but they were cleaning, like literally cleaning. And they went into like their, trash room of the building or whatever, or the complex they lived in. Oh my word. Lo and behold, someone threw away a perfectly good pair of jeans, okay? A name brand, fancy name brand with the tag on it. And that person threw it away. And the lady was so blessed to find it. Guess what? So she listed that pair of jeans and she walked away with $50. She listed it, I think it was on Craigslist. And she walked away with $50 cash. And the first thing she did was cover her bill, her electric bill. So you see, there's nothing minor about that. It can really, really make a big, big difference. I've had a lot of fun when I used to sell on that platform. Then I decided to stop. It was just like, it was kind of like getting too repetitive for me. I said, you know what? I did this for X number of years. So did, by the way, my friend everywhere with Steve Young 74. He used to do that many, 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 many years ago. So, I mean, it was just like a fun thing to do. And I often refer to it as the pioneer days. Okay. I often, because back then, that platform was certainly a lot different than it is now. It was a lot simpler to manage back then. It was a lot of fun. It was like a brand new concept. But let's get back to our homes or apartments. If you're having a little bit of a problem this month making ends meet, you can even just sell a few things to begin. Let's get back to your stockpile for a second. Maybe just try to earn $100. That's your goal. So that the only thing you could do with it, you're designating it for your brand new stockpile or to add to your current stockpile. You know, it's interesting. People consider decluttering like the big thing, let's say in the springtime months or maybe the early summer. But before you hunker down, think about something. We're going to be like facing the Christmas holiday season before you know it. Isn't it a good idea to clear out some extra space, getting ready for those decorations if that's what you celebrate and need that space for the decorations? There are more reasons than I could think of why it just wouldn't hurt. It just couldn't hurt to decide to sell some of your extra stuff at home. Do you have any idea what you would like to sell? Maybe there's stuff that you meant to donate and you never did. Why is that? If you're not going to donate it, well, maybe you might just try to sell it. Do something with it. Just don't let it sit there wasting space. Well, anyway, I just thought I'd say this as a reminder. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. There are ways and there are ways. If you really want to earn extra money, you might even decide to go into selling stuff all the time. You never know. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care of yourself and your wonderful family.